Testing 1 2 3. This is just a test, and shout out to everybody that's watching. A lot of things on my mind. We will be adding some new features to the channel, but I will say that I love when people are supporting the channel, just like you all that's here, always supporting the channel and making things right. Now, the Dak Prescott topic is always a toxic one. I'm with the belief that the Cowboys should go ahead and pay Dak Prescott and get this thing over with. But there's a lot of egos. It's a lot of egos involved with this. And we're at the mercy seat of the Joneses. We are. Regardless of how you look at it, we are at the mercy seat of the Joneses. There's no way I can try to iron this thing out from a content creator aspect of it. We've seen things like this happen before in the past. If the Cowboys really truly want to get this all said and done, basically what we are arguing over is what, 10 to 15 million dollars, give or take. We lost all of that last year. McCoy, he didn't get a chance to play really. It cost us what, $3 to $4 million, give or take. Poe, he didn't really bring in that extra additive that we was looking for. He cost us anywhere from $3 to $4 million. You get what I'm saying? The Daryl Worleys of the world. So this is what we arguing about. And just to add extra spice to the situation, there were no hesitations for the nation to pay Tyrone Crawford when he was trying to get paid. Now, granted, of course, we know that Tyrone Crawford is not one of those marquee guys, dare I say. But you guys get what I'm saying. Like, this crazy news cycle is always crazy. And when this free agency opens up really big, oh my goodness, everybody's going to be waiting. So March the 9th is the deadline of the deadlines. And maybe Jerry loved this. Maybe Jerry already got a deal already under his shoe, and he's sitting there laughing at everyone. It could be quite that, right? When we had Lucky Whitehead on the show, Jerry Jones and Lucky Whitehead, during the time Lucky Whitehead came on a board, I believe it was 2015, it was behind the scene. He was talking about, and I believe we got the video somewhere, or he did probably say it live when we was talking. He said that Jerry would fly in on his helicopter, land right there next to the practice field. They would have to stop their practice, stop their focus, stop their concentration to see Jerry and company fly in. Now, that's a big boy move because we already know how this thing rocks, right? Big boy move because that's just how they do. It's all about flares, all about everything but substance. And I'm talking about the Joneses. And I can't be mad at them. I cannot be mad at them. Just think about it. We can't be mad at them because if we were multi-billionaires, we probably do the same thing. If we owned the Dallas Cowboys, we might want to say we want to fly in and watch our team practice. Oh, we got a meeting at 12 o'clock or 3 o'clock in Arlington. Let me jump back into my plane and fly to Arlington. Oh, grandson is playing. No worries. From Arlington, fly all the way to Arkansas. Oh, there's a business meeting. Oh, big wig business meeting in New York. Fly all the way to New York. We would do the same thing if we were not millionaires, billionaires. He's a just let that sizzle down in your mind, right? He's not a multi-millionaire. He is a multi-billionaire with the B's. Put extra B's in it, baby. That man can just make his own money. Look, we will be happy if we was a multi-thousandaire, right? You know, if you make it $300,000, $400,000 a year, you will be happy. You will be flat out happy. He's beyond that times many, right? So this is probably a game to him. It doesn't feel the same. A loss to them does not feel like a loss to us, right? or well, does not feel the same. Now they can get in front of the camera and say, well, we really love this team, but it's all about ego, edging God out. If I can make it any plainer, edging God out. He got a big ego. Todd France, he's arrogant. He's like, hey, I'm doing everything the right way. I'm doing everything the way that everybody should do it and operate. I think many of his clients played under the franchise tag last year. Now that's upfront cash, that's upfront money for them for that year. But it's Russian roulette. I was watching this movie, and I love movies, and it was about going back in time. I think Leonardo DiCaprio. I think that's how you say that man's name. He played in this movie, and I think it was called Time. And that's one thing that you can never get back. But in this movie, they kind of fix life, whereas they control the time of life. But they match time with money. And Leonardo character, he was a guy that hit it big. Somehow he got his hands on a hold to, I guess it was like a billion hours, or it was a lot of hours that he accumulated. Because once your time is over with, you go. And this is a fictitious movie, of course. But to make a long story short, he was living in the slums, living down in his low areas with the common folks, as they say. And his mom, and people never age beyond 25. I think the name of the movie is Time. And his mom was there, and she was saying like, hey, I'm running low on time. So he had to do this. He had to do odd jobs to get time back together, what have you. But to make a long story short, was Leonardo character. I think that's Leonardo's character in that movie. He hit the lottery of life. He had all of the time, all of the resources in the world. But his mom was running out of time. And he was like, if I could just get to her, I can give her half of my time or even more, because he had infinite amount of time. And to make that story even shorter, she died. She passed away right at his fingertips because he was held up in certain situations and he couldn't just get back to her quick enough, fast enough. He ran out of time. So it hurted him really, really bad. But he wanted to destroy the system after that situation occurred. He wanted to call out all of the people. So he went to the rich side of town where everybody had an infinite amount of time or many of years of time. And he would wheel and he would deal. And the people would look at him and say, man, this guy's different. He act different from us. Because they was cautious on everything that they do, because they trying to preserve their life. They had an infinite amount of time. They never aged past 25. They said that cat different. You see, Jerry Jones is different. He got that infinite amount of time as it relates to being able to be the owner of the Dallas Cowboys. He can control a lot of this stuff. But where he messed up is where he tried to run back and squeeze everything together. It's just like that movie. He waited too late. And now time has passed him by. Time is leaving. And he's chasing. And he's trying to figure out how he can get more and more time. But it's going to cost him more money. 2 years ago or 3 years ago would have been the optimum time to pay Dak Prescott. Now it's all about he got to go into this new journey and figure out new things because he messed up his time. And the new journey will be either he's going to have to pay that high price or, believe it or not, like Brian Broaddus said, re-sign Andy Dalton and let Andy Dalton be your bridge guy and draft a quarterback in the first round or the second, depending on who falls on your board as the highest or the best player available. It's crazy, Cowboy Nation. Well, This was a wonderful test. I really appreciate you all. We made it 10 minutes with this test, and I think that everything should look pretty good and decent. Let me know. Post me your thoughts. Post me your concerns of everything. That's been my time. Speaking of time, I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Salute. I'm out. Peace. We got the TV in the back now. The helmet still spans, so we got little things that we growing over here doing.